Bolobinaka sports fans, I'm Mika Liga. I'll be your host for today. Our host, Pate Narawa, is not in for today, so I'll be taking you through some biggest headlines and game-changing moments, and I'll be covering everything that's got the sports world talking. Whether your team came out on top or left you wanting more, there's plenty to break down today. First of all, we'll be talking about the Nations Championship, where Fiji, for the first time in history, is taking part in the Rugby Nations Championship that kicked off last week, and Fiji played against Wales. Although we lost our first game, fans were still happy. Some were not happy at all about their performances, but Fiji showed some attacking flair. Wales were just more clinical in the second spell and capitalized on Fiji's mistakes. Some of the positives, Fiji dominated the attacking statistics. We'll just dive into the game stats for now in the Rugby Nations Championship between Fiji and Wales. And as mentioned earlier, Fiji dominated the attacking stats for long periods, producing numerous line breaks and offloads, but again failed to convert enough opportunities into points. And Wales controlled the set pieces, especially their rolling maul, and punished Fiji's turnovers. Fiji's discipline and handling errors proved costly and ultimately cost them the game as well during the second half. Wales finished stronger, scoring 3 late penalty tries to win the first game of the Nations Championship at Cardiff, in Cardiff City. Now, looking ahead, the game against England this Saturday, there's lots of areas of improvement that the current Fiji Water Flying Fijians coach Senirusi Serupakula is working towards, and we were fortunate enough to speak to him prior to this tournament and during an exclusive interview with Serupakula. He also mentioned that this is one of the most toughest, challenging moments of his coaching career, taking our country to the first ever Nations Championship, especially with Fiji being recognized as a Tier 1 nation. Now, looking ahead to the game against England, Coach Senirusi Serupakula says areas of concerns and areas they need to improve on will be possession. They'll be reducing their handling errors as well. And discipline has always been a huge factor for from age group rugby to the Flying Fijians as well, improving this discipline and limiting the penalties considered as well. Senirusi Serupakula said finishing scoring opportunities inside England's 22 will be crucial as well. England will come in with a very physical and formidable forward, and they will use that to their strength. Now, coming up, we'll be talking about Fiji's statistics, where the statistics favored our national team. And stay with us. We'll be coming up with statistics of the Fiji and Wales game.
At Communications Fiji Limited, we are more than just radio. We are Fiji and the Pacific's largest and most dynamic media group, reaching people wherever they are, however they connect. We connect daily with over 3.77 million listeners across the region. Let's create something amazing together. On air, online, on the streets, on stage, Communications Fiji Limited is where connection happens. With innovation, reach, and creativity, we are the complete media partner for your business.
Welcome back to the show. As mentioned earlier, we'll be talking about the match statistics from the Fiji and Wales game. Fiji finished with 148 carries compared to Wales with only 79 carries, while making 16 line breaks to Wales, making only 3. This clearly underlining their ability to consistently breach the Wales defense. They also won the battle for turnovers, forcing 8 compared to Wales 7, and who lost 15 turnovers, 1 fewer than Wales. The Fiji national team dominated ball in hand, producing 25 offloads in a breathtaking first half display that repeatedly stretched the Welsh defence areas closely, and Steve Borthwick's side is expected to challenge Fiji through a more structured game, physical forward play, and relentless pressure at the breakdown scoring changes. If the Flying Fijians can combine last week's attacking flair with greater accuracy and composure, they have every chance of pushing England all the way. Now, we spoke to Fiji Flying Fijians coach Senurusi Serubakula after the game against Wales, and he mentioned that Fiji needs to find that balance, and he echoed the same sentiments of what the current captain Tevita Ikanibere mentioned after the game. Fiji needs to find their balance and again minimizing their penalties to avoid England of building points in that regard. Now, let's hear from Coach Senirusi Serubakula on Fiji's Fiji's game against Wales last week.
Yes, the team is in good health, and now we've had our review from the game against Wales, and the boys knows how painful it was that game against Wales, and now we are focusing on England, and we had two yesterday. We had our first training. It went well, and two sessions today. They both a lot of energy from the boys, and I think we are going on the right track. You know, we were playing our brand of rugby on last week on Saturday, like a lot of offloads and a lot of pop pass and continuity during the game. But we need to be smart in working all those zones. So there are some areas we need to just take the ball and have that breakdown rather than pushing that pass, which costs us.
The coach also acknowledged that Wales gained the upper hand in the scrum. They were very dominant in that set piece of the game. They overpowered the Flying Fijians players up front, especially in the scrum, and they dominated. Now, let's hear from the coach himself, Serubakula, on the two replacement from Vakatawa and Luketangi.
Fremi Vakatawa joined the team on Sunday afternoon. He's been training well yesterday's session and today. Yeah, it does not mean that he's gonna be named straight away into this team. So he has to come in and like everyone, train, and if you perform well in your training, and we have that opportunity to be picked for Saturday's game or next week against the Scottish. Caleb Mans has been driving the back line our first training yesterday and also today. So it's either him or Ravula or Butito will be wearing the number 10. We got players who can fill Semiron Driver's position. We've got Kalaveti Rabobo, and then we've got Butito. Yeah, there are other players that can fill in that position, but we need to pick a strong team for England's game. Everyone will want to put their hands up to represent Fiji against England. Everyone want to play, to be picking that 23. But we'll sit down as coaches, and then we'll decide the strongest team. But everyone is ready to go there. They're all fit and ready. And we know, like last week, it was very disappointing for the players and management that we did not get what we want. But we'll do our best this Saturday against England. We need to be accurate what we do, especially the little things like our catch and pass, and our offloads, and our timing in the scrum, and then our movement and speed on the lineup. So that's what we are working on this week, in preparing for England. So those little things. Then we have to be patient with the ball when we have in hand. No, it was entertaining watching the boys play our Fiji style of rugby, which which we call it the KVT. But at the same time, we have to be smart in our structure. So we know when to do our structure, and that's very important. But our offload too is it's our weapon going into the game last week and this week. But like I said, we just have to be disciplined, discipline both sides of the ball, and accuracy is very important for us that we talk about here.
Yeah, I stated the coach welcomed the inclusion of experienced forwards, Viremi Vakatawa and Luke Tangi, saying that their return adds valuable depth, leadership, and physicality to the squad. Now, the coach mentioned that England will demand accuracy in this next game, discipline and patience, but he is confident that the Flying Fijians have prepared well and are capable of matching one of the world's leading nations if they execute their game plan well. Now, there's a lot to look forward to this weekend when Fiji takes on England, and I'm urging supporters here locally and in England as well to come out in numbers and support our players in England this week. Not only that, you will be having entertainment as well from some of the local bands who are entertaining the crowd in England. You have Paradise Roots, Primavera, and Georgina Lendua as well, who's bringing a more Fijian-like environment, a Fijian-centric setting, because Fiji is obviously hosting these first 3 games of the Nations Championship. So I hope the supporters will come out in numbers and support our game against England this week.
Bula Fiji villagers, we've had a bit of a glow up and we know some of you are probably wondering, hey wait, where did the videos go? Don't worry, we didn't hide them. The video section has a brand new name and it's now called Watch. That means all your favorite videos and shows are now in one place and easier to find. Want your Fiji Village Straight Talk with VG and Orion? It's there. Looking for Ndrending Amo Vengu? It's there too. Latest videos? Yup, all there. Don't miss the Watch section on Fiji Village, your trusted news provider for the latest videos, stories, and shows all in one place. Go and have a look and tell us what you're watching first.
Welcome back. I'm Mika Liga. As mentioned earlier, there's a lot of sporting activities that's happening around the world and in Fiji as well. We have the McDonald Fiji Ndruwa women's side, who's through to the Super Rugby semi-final, and they'll be playing the Queensland Reds. Now looking at the women's, the Ndruwa heading to the knockout clash full of confidence and are finishing the regular season as minor premiers with 14 competition points. Just some stats competition. 14 competitions points, securing home advantage for only the second time in the club's history. They also enter the match on the back of a commanding 50-17 victory over the Reds during the regular season. In terms of stats, statistically, the Ndruwa have been one of the competition's most dangerous attacking teams, scoring 150 points, running for 2,537 meters and producing 40 clean line breaks this season, well ahead of the Reds in several attacking categories. As two-time Super Rugby Women's champions, the Ndruwa know what it takes to perform in finals rugby with home support expected. Now, apart from that, we also have the FIFA World Cup that's happening at the United States right now, and the quarterfinals are set. The FIFA World Cup has reached the quarterfinal stage following a thrilling round of 16. France has booked a clash with Morocco after edging Paraguay 1-0. Spain defeated Portugal 1-0 to set up a blockbuster with Belgium. Norway stunned 5-time champions Brazil 2-1 and will face England, who overcome Mexico 3-2. The final quarter sees Argentina take on Switzerland after both sides advance from the dramatic round 16 encounters. And apart from the soccer FIFA World Cup that's got everyone cheering for the different countries, the state of origin. That's right, the state of origin. New South Wales has clinched the series. New South Wales claimed the 2026 State of Origin after defeating Queensland 30-12 last night. The deciding third match at Suncorp Stadium was a very exciting game with veteran Nathan Cleary for the Blues, who was the man of who starred for the Blues with 2 tries and was an outstanding all-round performance to earn both Player of the Match and the Wally Lewis Medal as Player of the Series. The victory sealed a 2-1 series win for New South Wales after a dominant display in Brisbane. Now back to our local sports. We are bombarded with sports. Fans here locally are spoiled for sports as well. The Fiji team departs for the Commonwealth Games. They departed yesterday for the Commonwealth Games. They'll be held in Scotland, in Glasgow City. And the team will be carrying the hopes of the nation across 8 sporting disciplines. The 58-member delegation will compete in athletics, 3x3 basketball, bowling, judo, para-athletics, swimming, and weightlifting. With months of preparation behind them, Team Fiji will be aiming to add to the country's proud Commonwealth legacy when the competition begins later this week. And also for sporting fans, not only the Commonwealth Games that's happening this week, we have the Vodafone Super Deans Trophy that's heading into its knockout stages for the various zones. Excitement continues to build up around the Vodafone's Super Deans competition as the race for the year's and national titles intensifies. Now, the country's top schools rugby teams will battle for places in the semi-finals. I believe the Western schools are heading for their semi-finals this weekend, and the Eastern and Southern and Northern schools are playing their quarterfinals for their various divisions. The Whitbix Reluve competition, it's also one that will be a promised thrilling action for the girls. Competition reaches a crucial stage this week again, with the quarterfinals taking center stage, with some grades will contest their semifinals, with Fiji's young female rugby players who will be looking to keep their title dreams alive. Apart from the Fiji Secondary School rugby, the Fiji netball team, the Fiji Pearls, also in Australia, in Sydney at the moment, with the Spirit Series. Fiji played their first game against Singapore yesterday and went down fighting. According to Fiji netball, the players showed resilience, dedication, and heart, even though they went down fighting to Singapore, who won 53-47 in their first match. The secondary schools hockey, Fiji secondary schools hockey for secondary school students and netball competitions are also resuming this week. Now go out there and cheer on your sons and daughters who will be taking part in the various sporting activities. That's a wrap from me today. That was your show for today. I'm Mika Liga. You have yourself a good night. Naka.